You ever drop a song and feel like nobody really heard it? No comments, no support, just silence. Uploaded, forgotten. Streaming numbers don't mean nothing. But what if there was a place built different? Where artists don't get buried, they battle. Where fans don't scroll, they connect. Where your sound actually gets heard. Swain Family Records. Music competitive arena, real battles, real fans, real connection. No gatekeepers, no fake hype, just music and a community that listens. This is your moment to be seen, to be heard, to be part of something bigger. Join the movement, build your sound. This ain't for everybody. This is for the ones who know they got it and ready to prove it. Swain Family Records. We do not wait for the road to clear. We move with purpose. We move with force.
If you ain't moving, how we moving? Move out the way.
Came through with a march in my chest. War drum kick when I step with the crest. SFR on the banner we raise. No dead weight in the middle of the race. You can talk from the side with a mouth full of dust, but the real ones move when the pressure erupts. Drums hit hard when the shadows awake. Stealing my breath and the ground starts to quake. I do not bend when the baseline cracks. I lock both feet and I push right back. Fiddle cut sharp like a blade in the mist. Tin whistle cried in the sub bass hits. You can feel that thunder in the floorboard shake. You can hear that hammer when the weak ones break. I do not chase what was never for me. I move with the ones that move loyalty.
Stand right, stand firm. Let the fear turn ash. No pause, no delay.
Get in line or clear the way. If you ain't moving, how we moving? Move out the way. hate when the air stands still. Keep my voice clean, but the rhythm hits hard. Every bar lands like a strike from the dark. No fake crown, no soft throne. We call paths out of grit and stone. No handout, no luck loan. Every step got a bloodline tone. They said slow down, I sped up. They said back off, I stepped up. They said too much, I kept rough. They said fall back, I went up. What's walking the dark made the whole room breathe. Now the floor shakes hard with the roots underneath. I am the shadow and the smoke and the sound. When the drop hits hard, better brace for the ground.
Step right, stand firm, let the fear turn ash. No pause, no delay. Get in line or clear the way. If you ain't moving how we moving, move out the way. If you ain't pushing where we pushing, move out the way. If you ain't marching when it's heavy, move out the way.
Wayne Family Records,
we do not drift away.
If you ain't moving how we moving,
move out the way.
If you ain't grinding when we grinding,
move out the way.
If you ain't rising when we rising,
move out the way.
Wayne Family Records,
we do not drift away.
Yeah. This is not a slogan, this is not for show. This is forward motion through the fire below. We do not move for clout, we do not kneel for praise. We put our feet in thunder, then we clear the way. Old roots, new sound, bass drop, war ground, fiddle screams, drums pound, SFR, still around. Move when the kick hits, move when the bass bends, move when the flow cracks, move with the real ones, move when they doubt that, move when they hate this, move like the whole track came out the darkness. No more waiting on permission, no more begging for position. We got drive, we got vision, we got scars, we got mission. If you block the forward motion, then you're standing in the lane, and the whole road shakes when we say that name. Oh!
If you ain't moving how we moving, move out the way. If you ain't pushing where we pushing, move out the way. If you ain't marching when it's heavy, move out the way.
Wayne Family Records,
we do not found in you, the one my heart loves, not because I was looking, because love found me anyway. I thought my heart was finished ground, just old scars under weathered bone, a quiet place where nothing bloomed, a field of memories and stone. Then you came in without a warning, soft as breath and strong as flame. You had my heart before I knew how to even speak your name. I saw forever in a moment, not in thunder, not in signs, when she jumped into your waiting arms, like trust had learned to fly. You made flowers grow from stones, made a home inside the hollow. I would choose one life with you over endless years alone. You found room where I had none, brought the sun where grief had grown. My love, you became the proof love can bloom from stones. Loving you was not a question, not a choice I had to weigh. It became a certain sunrise that kept finding me each day. You never asked me to be perfect, never kept a list of wrongs. You stood beside me like a partner, not just someone holding on. We don't win by keeping score, we win when we stand as one. Through every hard and honest mile, we face what has to come. You made flowers grow from stones, made a home inside the hollow. I would choose one life with you over endless years alone. You found room where I had none, brought the sun where grief had grown. My love, you became the proof love can bloom from stones. Perfect was never what I promised, and perfect was never what we need. Good love is built by steady hands, by choosing us when days cut deep. The years have shown me who you are, and I have seen what we can be. A team that fights for what we have, not two hearts trying to keep the lead. Blood is thicker than water, but betrayal cuts deep. Still I know where my home is now, and it's the vow I mean to keep. You made flowers grow from stones, made a home inside the hollow. I would choose one life with you over endless years alone. You found room where I had none, brought the sun where grief had grown. Before the past, before the pain, before all blood I've known. My love, you became my truth, you became my home. You are the living proof love can bloom from stones. You stole my heart before I could say no, and I would choose you still in every life I know.
Hey everybody. I have been talking for like the last 15 minutes and forgot to put myself on stage. Uh, Chrissy's done that before, and I don't feel so bad, but it's one of those things. So whenever you're starting your show, make sure you put yourself on stage. So I'm just going to go back through and reread everything I just read. How y'all been?
Static in the line, like you're saying my name. Room too quiet, hear the blood in my brain. Ain't no crowd when you fight this alone. Just a pulse and the thought saying end it, go home.
Y'all hear me? Okay, yeah. All right, perfect. So when you come into StreamYard at the very beginning, there will be a create button in the upper left hand corner. I don't have any pictures today because I was kind of rushed trying to get everything together. And I'm trying to create a video so that I can put in the video to have a voiceover, everything, and it will be showing everything that I'm doing while I'm talking about it. And I'm going to have a computer do the reading so I don't have to, because my mouth gets really dry trying to talk for that long. Once you come in, make sure that you select only the appropriate places to. Hey, Valley. Make sure you only select the appropriate places. When you're doing like talk shows, you're allowed to do it to Facebook because Facebook doesn't have an issue with that. What it does have an issue with is if you are playing music, it can get your page banned. Please do not broadcast music to Facebook. If you're doing YouTube, that's fine. If you're going to have smoking or drinking on your broadcast, please do not select all of the ones that are up there. Select OGP and always make sure you connect to Twitch because I always forget that one. I don't know why. I always forget Twitch. Then once you have your YouTubes, and if you have a YouTube you want to broadcast to, you can actually add that one as well. If you don't want anybody else streaming to your YouTube, you can put it on as a temporary one when you are in the chat. So if you're in comments, you can actually add it that way right there. Always make sure you already have a studio set up for it. Make sure you're already authorized, and if you have to, there's a 24-hour waiting period. So make sure that you have it set up the week before or a couple of days before. Just have to message Moses and say, hey, I need to set up my YouTube for StreamYard, and he'll be like, okay, I'll send you the seat. And you just do it during times when there's not a broadcast coming up. If somebody already has a seat, he'll let you know. Hello, Starshine. But you go through, you fill out your title, and as I've said before, easiest way to set up the title is to take your flyer that you have for your event, throw it into your preferred AI, and have it make everything for StreamYard. Just tell it, hey, I need a title and description for StreamYard, for YouTube, Twitch, etc. And it will actually give you a little thing that you can just pop in there and it's all done. Main things you want to remember is always put on there that it is through Swain Family Records. I told you. Swain Family Records Network always comes first. You can put presents, or you can just leave it Swain Family Records Network, because sometimes, I think the title is limited to a certain amount of characters. I'm not sure how many at the moment. I will have to look that up. But if you have too much in the title and you need more room, you can reduce it down to SFR or SFR Network, depending on how many characters you actually need. SFR is fine. And then in the description, the first line should be Swain Family Records Network Presents. Then the rest of it would be all the information from your flyer. If you want to put in guests, you can put in guests. If you don't want to have guests in there, you can leave that part out, and then it will actually give you all your hashtags and everything that you need at the bottom, so you're all good. It'll also give you a nice little, emoji, so you don't have to worry about that. Trying to figure out how to do that on a computer is a little bit difficult. But once you have all that together, you want to go down, you want to select your thumbnail. Make sure your thumbnail is below 2 megabytes. Anything above 2 megabytes, it will automatically reject. So you'd have to reduce it down. JPEG is usually the best way to do that, because with JPEG, it will actually be normally below 2 megabytes. PNG is always above 2 megabytes. There's no way around it. So once you get all that selected, you go down to the bottom. If you want your specific page to be unlisted, you can select unlisted. If you want it to be private so that it's only you can view it, select that on your page only. Once you get to the point, I'm going to share the screen here real quick. And I know I hate doing this because, quite honestly, it is horrible, because it sits there and it throws it into a let's see, share. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So when you're looking at it here and you go to edit, you can see here that it's scheduled. You can come down here and you notice where it says public right here. You can change your privacy to unlisted or private on YouTube only. And that allows you to be able to do that on those. You don't want to do it to where everybody has it private, because OGP Swain on both his Twitch and his YouTube have to be public. But you can do for yours, you can actually set it to private so that it's only going to show on your page to you. And then if you like the program, you can actually select the program to go through and sorry if I was so loud. Somebody changed my settings for my microphone. Looked over and saw how high I was bouncing. Okay, better. All right, so the main thing you want to take into consideration is that if you don't like the program and you don't want to show it to everybody, it's still going to show up on OGP Swain's page, but you can keep it private so that you don't air it. If you like the program, then you can air it. If you have it unlisted, same situation, and then you can make it public from there later on. It all depends on which way you want to do it. If you want to do it as it's private, then you do it as it's private. If you want to do it as it's public, do it as it's public. But otherwise, It's your choice on your page, but for OGP Swain on both Twitch and YouTube, always make sure that they're public. Once you've done that, you go ahead and you go down to where it says scheduled or schedule for later. You select the schedule for later and then select the time that your show is going to air in your time zone. So if you have it set on your flyer as 11 a.m. Central Time and you live in the Eastern Coast, then you want to select it because StreamYard specifically is set to your time zone when you're setting it up. So if it's set for 11 and you put 11, it's going to air 10 Central and 11 Eastern. So you want to make sure that you select it for the time that it's going to go live for your time zone. That way it's scheduled for the appropriate time. When you schedule a broadcast, it's going to set it to where it says on the OGP Swain's page, it comes up and it says, this is what time it's going to air. So once you get to that point, then you want to go ahead and go live, because at that point, once you click go live, you're going live at that time. And you always, for me, I'm in Central Time, so it's not really that difficult to look at the flyer and go, oh, 11 o'clock. Okay, so you just set it for 11 o'clock. Done. Not a problem. Anybody have any questions yet? I will say, I'm waiting for anybody to pop any question. Next week, I'm going to have one-on-one trainings. Get with Moses, let him know that you need additional training and you would like to get one of the seats so that you and I can get on to the stream and I can show you how to do it by sharing the screen. And that way we can basically move back and forth to where you set it up and I'm like, okay, that's right. You've done everything right. Once you get through that point, then I can say, yep, you're good to go. You know how to do this. Yep. Class is in session. How you doing, Twain?
Static and
I was taught so much
Whenever
when I was
you
coming
upload
up.
any videos or
Keep
MP3s, make
respect for
sure that you
everyone.
play at least 5
Do
to
not
10
start
seconds
trouble with
clip to make
anyone.
sure it's coming
But
through and it
understand
sounds
this.
so you can hear it.
A
If
porch
you
ain't
can
just
hear
for
it on
sitting.
your headset or over your speakers,
It
then
is where
everything's
you
working
stand for
perfect.
your family.
You
And
can
if
stop the
trouble
clip,
comes to your door,
pause
you
it,
sweep the
whatever.
porch before it
Once you
reaches
come
your
back
family.
to it, after you play the video or anything else, it's going to automatically click on a video, play 10 seconds of it,
I
click
do
on the
not
video
go
again,
looking for
stop the
problems. I
video,
do not
pause it.
need a reason.
Be nice if they added that feature, but hey,
I learned a long time ago, pride can turn into weakness.
we don't want to wait until the broadcast is live to discover the video has no sound or it contains information from an older event. Arrange the media and the media assets in the order that they will be used for easy access. That way the assets are easy to locate and open. Closing banner and outro should already be set in the section where it reads intro, outro. The intros and outros will automatically be played as soon as you hit go live. Verify the correct broadcasting destinations have been confirmed. Remembering that Twitch is all the way on the second row, about three over, so it's easy to forget it. Make sure that the host and guests have been invited. The easiest way that I found, if you don't have everybody on your friends list that is going to want to be, is it breaking up because it's too loud, or is it breaking up because it's not coming through? How's that? Is that better? Am I still breaking up? Okay, better. Perfect. So, as I was saying, you want to make sure that you've got all the destinations selected. You want to make sure your YouTube is selected for music, Facebook is selected for podcasts, talk radio, and you always want to make sure that Twitch is always selected. Twitch will always be selected no matter what. YouTube will always be selected no matter what. Facebook should only be selected if you're doing a talk radio show. Logo, theme, overlays, backgrounds, and video clips have been set up before you hit go live. Banners and scrolling tickers is our next section. So I'm going to share the screen again, even though I don't like doing that. So when you're in banners, you can come down here to the bottom, create a banner. This one, and then you want to do the scroll across ticker, normal speed, and you can put it at the top or the bottom. Then you want to add banner, select the banner, go to style, and this is where you can change the color of the banner. You can select if it's not a ticker, you can select the way you want it to look, if you want to look like a block or if you want to look like a bubble. Since it's a ticker, it'll be that straight piece, so it really doesn't matter what you do there. And then you go back to media assets. At media assets, you have your video clips here for intro and outro. Those can be removed, and then you can select the ones that you want to put in there. Do not select loop for when you're doing these, because when you upload your video, like I still have the one from the Hizzle, and if you loop it, then once it hits the 304 mark, it's going to start over again. So you don't want to do that. You want it to end. With audios, when you go to select a song, you have this repeat right here. It is on by default. So if you don't want the song to repeat, unselect the loop to select your track. And then that way it won't loop it. Then it'll just play once through and it will stop. If you have any audios that you want to upload, this is where you do that. This is where you've got your different sounds that we play during the show. The one thing that I always say is just make sure that your intense applause is at the top, because that's the one you're going to be using the most. Every time somebody finishes a song, you can applaud. You want to do the applause, and that's why you want to do that one. Um, your comments are here. If you want them displayed on the screen like I have them now, you can have regular size, tall size, wide, small, medium, big. I have mine big because I'm blind. I need them big. When I have guests on the show, though, I usually put it at tall and medium so that it just sits over in the corner. But wide and big is what I'm going to do for now so that you can see what I'm doing. You can upload backgrounds. Backgrounds go under here. You can select the different ones you want. That's the original GP one. I've been using that one for like a week now, even though my shows are varying. Tomorrow it's going to be 4 o'clock. Today it's 11 because I got to leave at 1 o'clock to go pick up my daughter. Um, you upload audio for, like, somebody sends you an MP3. This is where you upload it in this section right here. You just hit more music. You upload more music. If you wanted to upload more sounds, more sounds. If you want to upload a new background, you can delete the one that you currently have and upload a new one. I haven't saved mine yet, so you can also do just a regular background if you don't feel like making one. And then this is where you upload your videos. If you get the error that there are already 100 assets on the stream, and there are videos from previous streams, you can delete those previous audios or videos. We're only allowed 100 assets per brand. So if you're in podcasting, you're trying to broadcast your stuff, and it says you've got too many assets, you've reached your 100 per brand, then all you got to do is just go through and look at all of these. Now, you don't want to delete any of the intros or outros that are already uploaded for people because they may not have access to that anymore. You delete that, it's gone forever, and it'd be really difficult to get it back for them. These easily created, but I wouldn't delete those just because it might make somebody a little upset. Songs down here, 0 through 9 can be deleted. I don't care. Those are mine. I don't care. You can delete them, and that will give you more room to add things. If you want to go through here, you cannot delete ones that are StreamYard specific. If they were created by and added to by StreamYard, you won't be able to delete those. It'll actually tell you hide. That does not mean that it's removed it from the stream. That just means that it's not shown on the screen. It's still there. Ones that are uploaded by people, you can click on it and you see where it says delete. So you can actually delete that. If you want it for a different show, you can go to SFR main, and SFR main should have all of those sounds. If they don't, go to podcast. Podcasts will have a majority of the different sounds, and you can copy it to a brand. We're only allowed 10 brands, so do not delete any brands because those brands are already set up. Unfortunately, we're up to 17 shows a week now, so we are only allowed 10 brands, and those are the ones we have to, those are the ones we deal with. Podcasts go under podcasts, so if you're doing a podcast, select that one. If you're doing a show, use SFR main. SFR main would be the main one you want to use. If you go into a different brand and you change all their stuff in that brand, it makes it difficult for them to set it up. And if we only have 30 minutes to set up a show, we need to have it to where we can go right in and be able to set it up. If you change one of the brands, it makes it that much more longer that we have to work on it, and we may not get started until 15 minutes after the show time, and that makes it very difficult. So if you're going to do a show, always make sure that if it's a music show, you're using SFR main. If you're doing it under a podcast, like a talk radio show, use podcasts. Like, I'm using podcasts right now for that reason. Any questions? No? No questions? All right. Always make sure that when you are before before the show goes live, you talk to everybody and introduce yourselves however you want to be known as. Let them introduce themselves. I hate connecting to Twitch because Twitch always has these bots that come in and go, "Hey, go check out this website." Hmm. Now, if you have somebody who comes in and is harassing you on your show, YouTube specifically, you can actually click, and I'm going to show you here real quick. Nope, not that one. That one. You see, you got three little bars or three little dots that show up, and I'm not going to do it. Let's do it swing. You can click on it. You can delete the comment or ban the user and delete their comments. You can also put them in timeout. So that means that they will be basically still able to view the stream, just not able to comment for a specified amount of time. So unfortunately, you can't do that with Twitch, but you can do that with YouTube. So if you have somebody who's in there causing problems, making rude comments, you can absolutely mute them for a few minutes. And that is only available to, of course, the host. And once we have the second seat, also the co-host. Hopefully, we'll be able to find out from Mr. OGP Swain when that's going to occur. Um, I think that is actually about it. Um, the only problem with widgets is that it allows your guests to vote on a poll. However, it does not allow your viewers to click on the poll. They can see the poll. They can throw their opinions into the comments, but honestly, they can't use that. So usually we don't use polls for any other reason. We don't use polls for that reason. Your private chat only allows you to chat between your guests and the host. You can use the @ just like you do on YouTube, and it will actually @ that person so it pops up in red for them on their side. Comments, of course, you know how to work that. I've shown you multiple times how to work that one. Um, we don't mess with recording because it's just that it's recording the show. that, and it's automatic that it records the show and then it sends it over to YouTube. Used to say that it takes 24 hours for the comments to show up, but I have recently seen that the comments will show up as soon as 5 hours. So it takes a little bit. You can't view them directly after the show, but they will eventually show up. And of course, that's why we usually put them on screen, because if I can put them on screen, that allows for people to see them as the show is streaming. Um, Otherwise, the comments will be live within a couple of hours. I'm not sure exactly how many. I think it's probably going to be, well, the minimum I've seen so far is 5, so I'm going to go with that because that's the minimum I've seen them. I was told that it was 24 hours, but I've seen that it's up as soon as 5 hours. So, any other questions from there? Oh, when you're sending out your link, you can copy it off of the web page that you're sitting on, and if you see it, it's StreamYard.com, and then like a hash of letters and numbers, and then you just select that, copy it, and then if you've got all the people on your Facebook friends, you can either create a group text or you can do it individually to each person. I usually do it individually to each person because that way it doesn't make get any confusion if I invite the wrong person to the group. They're like, why am I getting this? Why was I added to this group? So individual is usually the best way. If you do not have a person on your Facebook friends list, just go ahead and either send it to OGB Swain or one of the administrators, moderators of the Facebook page, Swain Family Records Network Competitive Arena. That way they will have everybody and they can message those people individually. So I don't always have everybody on my list, so I usually just send it over to one of the administrators and they will send it out to those people. And I'll give them a list of who's being on the show so they can send them. Any other questions? I promise tomorrow I have the full thing to where it's a video. I'm gonna be working on that tonight. Okay, if we don't have any questions, no problem. I do too. I've literally got 8 minutes to get ready to go and head out. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I want to thank you everyone for attending the training for the StreamYard hosted by Swain Family Records Network. Y'all have a great night and a great day and see you tonight.
Independent artists have been left behind for too long. Most creators are forced to depend on algorithms, fight for visibility, and accept tiny streaming payouts while building audiences on platforms they don't own. That's why we built the Swain Family Records ecosystem. We're creating a community where artists, supporters, hosts, podcasters, and entrepreneurs can grow together. Through live stream competitions, memberships, spotlight interviews, digital radio, and our upcoming mobile app, we're building opportunities for independent creators to gain exposure, engage with fans, and monetize their talent. Our champion and legacy members are helping build the foundation of this movement, while our hosts and community leaders create opportunities for others to succeed. We're building the people first, the community first, and the ecosystem first. Because when everything launches fully, we won't be launching to empty rooms. Because when we launch, we'll already have the momentum we need to succeed. One ecosystem, multiple revenue streams, real community, real opportunities. Welcome to Swain Family Records.